Engine out. Don't know what happened. She died, so we'll see. So it looks like it's very, everything a belt's loosened. It looks like if it's been overheating and just melted itself. So I'll have to go home, take it apart. On the edges here, you can see where it's all damaged, and see in here, look, see it's all damaged down around here, and it feels as rough as hell. I don't know if you can see this, but see where the belt's all warped, where it's heated up that much, but the bolt broke on there. See in there, the bolt broke off. See the rum here, the pulley seems alright. Like, I reckon about a steel wool around that should sort that out. And as I say, I have an R1M shaft for the bearings on there, and then that shaft went through here, and as I say, the bolt, the far end broke, and she loosened, and she went on there. It's this one here. Look, you can see there's a lot of damage done to the outside here. It's very rough, and it's very rough here. I'm just putting it all back together again now. Got a brand new bottom wheel from UK PPG. Nigel, fair play to him. Next day delivery, no problem at all. I was able to save the top wheel. Now that top wheel is only about 6 months old. In fact, what happened is she came down, the bolt napped, and this is the bolt, as you can see. Now she's highly strengthened nuts, 8x8. Now I'm not using an R1 of them particular nuts. And Blacks I got and went and seeked online, and I came across these ones. They're 8x8, but they're meant to be a stronger, more reliable. I'm just going to put a wee bit of Loctite in it when I insert it in here, along with the washer here. As I say, I'm just putting it together. I want to give you show you just roughly what I've done. Now there's a lot of play in here, okay? See, there's a lot of play here. Now what I've done, if I can move this out of the way, 2 seconds. If I've done is see here, and you have to be very careful, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Look, it's up to yourself. But when I tightened the nut in, there was a tiny wee gap, and she wasn't tightening up, not the way I liked it, and she was still lying loose inside, even with the side nut tightened, even though I hadn't got the back nut tightened. I just wanted to see if it's tightening, because I blame this as well. By the time I eased off a power, when I heard the rattle, eased off a power, she just died at that stage. It was wheel hit wheel, a pulley wheel hit pulley wheel. But as I say now, a vis chuck key back in again, and I just grind it down here with a grinder very, very carefully, so it gives me a wee bit more grip. And when I put the flywheel on, I've already tried it, put the flywheel on, the tension is between 9 and 10 nm, but I've actually tightened it to 11. And when I've tightened it to 11, it's as solid as a brick in there. Even without the nut on it, it's as solid as a brick. So I'm happy enough. This is a torque wrench I got from Halfords. It's in Newton meters and pounds. And it's in Newton meters and I use and set it by. This one goes from 8 to 60. It's in Halfords. It's actually in special offer now at the minute at £79.99. Fantastic job. Because I have it set up at £42, and this is for the back nut. It says the back nut should be tightened between 42 and 46, so I'm just going to just tighten at 42 and just keep an eye on it. Again, I was a bit concerned because the cut I took out of this, I was scared because she cracks here, and it might crack here. Now I don't know. I'm going to just be very careful, take it out and run it on the back of the car for about 10 or 15 minutes, putting it at high power, dropping it down high power, and if everything's good to go, I'll go up and fly it, and I'll toss it about the air and see what happens. But hopefully it should be good to go. It heated up that much that the plastic inside the nut fell off inside down here, and that's what melted. But the pulley wheel, because the two of them jammed on. See, the reason this happened is because I never torqued my bolts. All the bolts in the power motor, even the head nuts, I tightened them by hand, and that's not the way to go. Because I over tightened this, it took time and it nipped inside. And this is why this happened. Folks, if you've done the same, go back now, buy a torque wrench, loosen the nut, and then torque it the right standard. You look on your manual that you got with the power motor, and if you haven't got the manual, if you can't find it, go to the person you bought it off, and I'm sure they will supply it. You'll email it to you, and on that will be torque settings, and go look down the torque settings and re-torque your power motor. The only ones that I don't torque and I hand tighten is the bushings. I tighten them good and tight. I don't over tighten them, but I tighten them good and tight, and I'm happy enough for that. But everything else, torque. There's a reason why you torque them, and that's the reason, and I learned the hard way. Your bolts could break inside, leading to what happened to me. I was never told this. It's things, I guess, that you pick up. I'm flying now 6.5 years as a paramotor pilot, and I have a lot of experience, I have a lot of hours, and it shocked me. And I was lucky my experience kicked in when it happened. Everything worked good. I got down perfect, as you see. And I'm very confident that this engine is going to run 100%. I'm going to put the propeller on it now and leave it to the motor, get her started up, and the next good day I get, I'll go out and take it up, and you'll see the before, the middle with the parts going on, and the after. That's flying. But folks, please, if you have done the same as I have and you've tightened them nuts by hand, go back, get a torque wrench and torque them up. Hi folks, everything's back together again now. The bottom pulley and the top pulley is all sorted. I also, when I was doing the work with it, I didn't video because it would have took too long, but I took the head off, took a cylinder off. I got a horning tool, I think it is, with 3 prongs, put it inside. There's a lot of scratches on the inside, a while out where the exhaust is, down this part here where the exhaust is. So what I've done is I put that tool on. The only thing about using that tool, you can't overuse it. I'll do a video sometime if I ever have to use it again on our power motor. But I had to use it a good bit in this to get all the scratches away. I noticed that the piston head had a lot of scripts to the side of it where the exhaust is, and the 2 rings were beat. But I had a spare 2 rings in the house, so I put them on it. I cleaned up the piston, I cleaned up the bottom of this head here, had a lot of build up, and it was just, it needed cleaned big time. So I'm hoping the power is going to be increased a lot. There's a lot of carbon build up in the back of this. There was a lot of carbon build up and the actual exhaust manifold and around here, even on the cylinder head itself, and it just needed a big time a clean up. Now I've already ordered a complete piston set from UK PPG, Nigel and Nicky, which should be arriving soon. And as soon as I get that, I'll be taking the old piston out, because I noticed the piston head too was pivoted at the top, and that's signs to show it's just the piston's worn out. I've got about a year, just over a year with the piston, but as I say, I would do the average maybe 100-150 hours a year. So like they say every 100 hours you're meant to replace a piston head, depending who you're talking to, but you're better off doing that because you get your power back. So we'll see how it is. We'll get it up in the air. Today I'm going to be out flying my old wing as a K2 wing. It's 2011 K2 wing. Fantastic wing. It's slower. The 1 speeds were down here, but they're picking up now to about 3-4 mile an hour. But if I don't know if you can see the 1 mil and the distance, so I'd say maybe it's 7, 8, 9, maybe out there, out that direction. So we're going to give the K2 a go and get up and have a bit of flying. So folks, thanks for watching.